Wow, look at that, Mike. A new intro, new background. Must mean it's a new year.
It's
Happy New Year to you, Mike.
2022. And
I
don't know about you, we were talking about this the other day. It feels like this week is the first week back. We all got back on I think I was back on the 5th, you were back on the 4th, I think. But it seems like everybody's decided that as of Monday, that's when they all started working again. It's been furious. We've had like phone calls, Zoom calls, everyone's chasing. And yeah, new year, new start, loads of energy. I know that we've had the things with the COVID and the new variants and all of that still progressing along, but there's such optimism. It's really exciting. I can't wait for this year, to be honest, Jay.
No, I totally agree. And we've started well. We've got a comment from one of our members, Stephen King. Happy New Year, Stephen. I know you're watching from our YouTube platform. So not only have we got a bit of a refresh, we've got the backdrop, we've got new banners, we've got literally a redesigned show, Mike. But we're now streaming to more platforms. So not only do we do LinkedIn Live, we do YouTube Live, we're doing Twitter now, whatever that means. So we're tweeting and we're videoing to Twitter. And we have our Facebook communities as well. So not only do we have our Facebook page, we've got our private Facebook group, which our members get access to. And one of the things I wanted to point out before we started the show today was that just before Christmas, we hit 15,000 subscribers to our LinkedIn company page. Now, anybody that knows anything about LinkedIn, you can have lots of followers who follow you as an individual, follow, your groups and whatever. When you get subscribers to a company page and you get that many, 15,000, a massive, huge success. So I'd love to thank everybody who's watching this, all of our subscribers to our page. We give lots of content like this. It's free wherever we possibly can, or sponsored. We're bringing a sponsor on in a second, Jack from Your DMS. But actually, one of the things I wanted to thank was our community. Having the 15,000 subscribers on LinkedIn alone is a huge success for us. One of the ones, I'm always one of those people, you never please me. So 15,000 is great. Let's get it to 100,000 if we can. Let's see if we can get that 100,000 subscribers. But to start with 15,000 company page subscribers is absolutely amazing. So, Mike, we started in 2022. Before we bring our guest on today, who's going to talk all things document management with us, Jack Wright's been on with us before. He amazed us and gave us loads of information about actually his personal journey with mental health and how he's supporting people. But today we're going to talk about his business, Your DMS. Let's start about what does the future bring for the AP community and more importantly, the APA for 2022. So let me start, Mike, before we hand over more on the partner side. This is the year of getting back to face-to-face. That's how I'm going to put it. We have, and it feels like we have an event or a live event literally every month. We've got 2 big events coming up this year. One in May, which is a live event, part of our Accounts Payable Appreciation Week. We're going to run a conference of sorts, but it's more an appreciation and a showcase of our community, our partners, our community. We're going to get together in Manchester. Those dates and venues will be confirmed in the next few weeks, so watch out for that. And then in October, we're going to do what we do best. We're going to get hundreds of people together, and we're going to run the extraordinaire, the conference that everybody should go to. It's the APA conference 2022. It will be live. It'll be in person. We're also adding the awards gala dinner this year as well. We've been talking about this for many years. The last couple of years, for obvious reasons, we couldn't do that. But as we're getting back to some normality, it felt right that actually as the community's grown, as the interest in the awards and the people that get involved in the awards have grown as well, we are going to put a gala dinner together. So what I'm going to ask the audience to do from now is start to think about you, your teams, how you can get involved in those awards, how you can get involved in the conference. What do you think the conference should look like? We have, even now, I've got, it's on the tip of my tongue. I really want to tell the audience who we've got planned to come out live, but I can't. They won't let me, absolutely. But we've got so many people that are either coming back or are brand new to our community. But really, if you're a manager, a leader, or a team member, and you're thinking about getting involved in the community, the awards are a definite part to start with. Have a look on our webpage. We've got a new website as well. We'll talk more about that probably next week. But have a look on our web pages. Look at the awards. Try to get involved. It's such a morale boost to get involved in the award. So that's me. I'm on my soapbox. You can tell I'm just full of energy for 2022. I think it's our year again. 2021 was exceptional. We had so much that went on. Our community was excellent. Our partners were really supportive, but we are just looking forward to doing as many live stuff as we can. So, Mike, there's me. Normally it's you talking and vice versa. So what's happening with our partners? I know we've had a load of excitement, a lot of people getting involved from last year. So what are we planning? Have we got events? Have we got masterclasses, for instance? What's happening in our world?
You know we do. Yeah, we got loads going on. But listen, I just wanted to pick up something. You're talking numbers. And numbers, I forget, it might have been Hilary Devey said, profits, vanity, the turnovers, vanity, or I don't know, something, cash is reality. Basically, numbers are the measure of a lot of what we do sometimes. But you and I were looking actually at some of the other LinkedIn groups that we've got. And I failed to point out to one of the partners I was speaking to last week, actually. I won't announce who it is because they've not decided if they're going to join us or not yet. But they were really keen on understanding the reach and the who engages and what is what does a community look like, and for them what's the value of becoming a partner. And you and I had we peeled back the layers of the analytics and we looked at the AP Forum group, which we realised only recently has 38,500 subscribers and another 15,000 followers. And we always make it about the company homepage, but we've got these other groups and other subsets of groups, which is really exciting. So I got to fly the flag and make a big noise about that. But yeah, no, it's great. The what's going on with partners? The big thing, obviously, since everybody's kind of come back, everybody's really keen to get the year in view and set out a plan that delivers for them and for our community every month. So whether it's through the vlog content, blogs, updating with news articles, case studies, infographics, helps, tools. We've created lots of opportunity for all of our partners to do that. And all of that's free to members. Obviously, it's sponsored. We couldn't do without the partners. But yeah, there'll be loads coming through both the hub and the new website and obviously across social media. So that's really exciting. I know we've done a lot of work behind the scenes to build the capabilities and the team and the resources, and we've hired some new people. It's been really exciting over Christmas. Very busy, I might add, as you well know. I know you had a good break, but we've done loads on that. But it's all about the events. So we've got two main events, as you say, 18th of May, Manchester, the venue to be confirmed, and then sort of mid to, I think, what did you say, around the 19th or so of October in Birmingham, gala dinner. I mean, we wanted to do it 2 years ago, but it's just so exciting to be able to do it. And I've already got 6 partners signed up. Places are limited, guys. I'm going to tell you now, don't come crying if you can't get in the room because you didn't get your register your vote in time. So I will be, well, you and I will both be following up with all of our partners over the next couple of weeks. And really, it's about just creating a constant messaging and story that helps our community understand the value of what the partners can deliver in their areas of expertise. And then obviously coming and meeting them, whether it's at our AP update sessions, whether it's through our monthly masterclasses, or whether it's in person at conferences. There's loads of opportunity. And because we're splitting it across the regions, we've got Leeds, Manchester, we've got Birmingham, we've got London. We're getting out and about this year. And also I'll be on the road, as you will, supporting at partner events as well. So if you're a partner or you'd like to become a partner and you'd like the APA to get involved in what you're doing in your community, we'll come and support you as well. So yeah, just reach out and we can pick that up later on. But yeah, very exciting year this year, Jamie, and lots of work to do.
Well, look, again, as I always say, Mike, we've got some exciting stuff planned, actually. So one of the things we'll do is the LinkedIn lives that we do and the live sessions we do through APTV will continue, but we're going to expand them. Although they've been very successful, we've had hundreds upon hundreds of people either watch live or watch back. What we're trying to do now, we're going to mix up the content a little bit. So today we have the pleasure of being joined by Jack from the AudioMS, but I'm going to bring on guests who maybe just slightly expand the knowledge and the reach from a finance standpoint. So we will bring details of that. we'll have a subscription so that you can subscribe to these, so you don't want to miss them. So we'll give you details of that shortly as well. So there'll be a brand new page where you can go and subscribe. Lots and lots and lots. But rather than you and I go on about how excited we are, why don't we bring on a guest? Jack is going to join us now. So Mike, if you don't mind introducing Jack and his business, well, I click a button and hopefully turns up.
Yeah, Jack, welcome. It's really good to have you along. Your DMS, it's a whole family, isn't it? The whole family's involved. It's a great company, and you've been with us for a number of years now, and obviously committed to this year. And we're looking forward to inviting you into all of the opportunities we've created. You've not been well, though, have you?
No.
How are you feeling?
Good afternoon, anyway. Yeah, no, I've had COVID for the second time, as most people have, to be honest now. So it's one of those things. But no, we're all good. I'm as excited as you guys are for 2022. I think the biggest thing I've planned out for our team is the ability to adapt. We've got to adapt, whether that is we're going to stay in this pandemic or we are going to be face to face. I hope it's the latter. I hope we are going to be face to face, because as much as I like to see people over webcams, I like to see people in person. I also like traveling the country, so it's one of those. You know, I think it's got to be able to adapt.
Well, look, Jack. I mean, there's a message. Any plans to visit Scotland? You know, one of our members, Stephen, he's asking. So, look, I'm for the viewers that don't know, half of my family are from Scotland, from Glasgow. So I'm on a plane. Don't worry, Stephen. When I can, I'm going to Scotland. Jack, can I?
I was going to say road trip. I was going to say road trip. We'll get one of those camper vans and we'll just travel up the country, stop off at the lovely sites up there. Yeah, I'm up for that.
I'll get a we won't mention Boris, but we'll get a big red bus and we'll all go up on a bus, shall we? So never do that, okay?
I'm up for that.
So today, Jack, obviously last time you were on, we had an exceptional conversation. We had lots of members getting involved around all the stuff that you've done around mental health. But today, let's talk about your DMS. So I think, you know, today, what you wanted to talk about, what we were interested in, was all around document management and why it's coming to the fore of people's businesses. So do you want to explain that to our audience, if you please?
Yeah, I think obviously we've been delving into document management for 17 years now, and in our opinion, it hasn't changed. You know, people obviously, yes, businesses have adapted, the world has adapted, technology has got better, but actually, what document management is there for and what it does in its raw form is centralize areas for people to or users to access documents and important documents. So these are invoices, these are other key HR documents, whatever documents they are, in terms of accessing them quickly and efficiently. That's what document management does for businesses. Now, obviously, with the pandemic over the last couple of years, the pandemic is almost forced people to become paperless. You know, but that paperless is not having a physical piece of paper in the office anymore, but moving it on to digitalizing that document. But where are you digitalizing that document? You know, so the digitalization of that document is then moving it from one area, i.e. on your desk, to just somewhere on your desktop, as an example, you know. And I think from our customers, with the prospects we talk to, with people just day to day, you know, and it's all about those proactive people, employees in organizations that go, well, actually, I've used this system before. I'm just going to go and use this system. I've used that system. And then you become, no matter how big your organization is, then you become loads of different proactive employees using loads of different systems. And then all of a sudden, your documentation is everywhere. So a supplier calls in, your MD wants to see something, you get called into a meeting, and suddenly you've got to ask so many different questions and so many different people to produce essentially what could be one or two documents, you know. So it's about centralizing that so everybody knows a plan, because then businesses have still got control. You know, it's the most boring subject in the world, document management. You know, document management, I'm putting a document from here to here. It is the most boring, but in our opinion, and a lot of other people's opinion, it is quite critical when the time comes to go and find stuff, when the time comes to go and send something, because it's not just internal use, it's suppliers, it's external. So it's your brand that gets affected. So it's not just internally, oh, someone's moaning that they can't find a document or whatever it may be. It's actually how quickly can you locate to solve a problem for a supplier or a customer, and therefore your then brand gets spoken about as being productive, being on the ball essentially, to get their problem solved quickly.
I know we were talking earlier about some of the ways in which people have tried to solve this problem. And I mean, I've done it myself. I've got OneDrive, I've got Box, I've got Dropbox, we use a Google Drive. There's loads of things that, and obviously we're a small company, but we're working across many different departments. And sometimes looking at the P2P process, for example, you've got procurement, you've got supplier management, you've got the whole procurement process of tenders and contracts and compliance, and then all of that stuff, and then obviously translating through to orders and payments and reconciliations. And there's lots of stakeholders, and as Jamie rightly said, we're very much looking a little bit wider than just the AP space. In that AP doesn't sit in a silo. And increasingly, I think what the recent situations taught businesses is the need to be aware and collaborate and work together a bit more effectively. And I think what you're saying is what you try and do through workflows and helping companies get the right solution in document management makes it just a lot easier to do that. Am I right in saying that, Jack?
Yeah, definitely. Because what I always say is users can people can ignore a system just as much as they can ignore a piece of paper on their desk. So you're not talking about technology solves every issue. You've got to have a working process internally that everybody is comfortable with. And I suppose I was talking to our marketing manager, Sadie, yesterday, actually, about mental health, particularly with the stuff, with the technology you're utilizing in work. You go into work and you can locate a document quickly, or you've got a workflow process that can, you know exactly what's happened. It's fully audited. You can see who sees what, when they saw it, when they acted, etc., etc. You can add notes, whatever it may be. You're more happier to do your work. So you're in a comfort zone, and you've got your checklist. I've done this, and you're happier. Instantly, you're going to be doing your job better. Instantly, rather than you having to fly around the office trying to find who's done what scribble says this, what's handwriting says that on this type of document, etc. That's what technology in our world solves for businesses. And as I said before, with 2022, we can all be optimistic, and I'm as optimistic as you guys are about 2022. But we also have to be realistic in the sense of it could all change in 2 weeks. Boris could get that data and say, no, in a month's time, we're locked down, whatever it may be. Or again, someone's got COVID, they've got to be off for 7 days. Can they work from home if they don't have any symptoms? Things like that. That's the type of things that businesses should adapt to and should have the ability to adapt to. And like Mike said, if you're using OneDrive, Google, that's your interpretation of what works for you, and you're happy with that. But actually, is the business suffering because you're being proactive, Mike, as an example?
Yeah, and let me just, one of the things that we preach, Jack, by the way, is, and for any of our female watchers here, please put your fingers in your ears, but the analogy of crap in, crap out. So the reality is the better quality at the start of the process, whether that's documents, data, or whatever it will be, is absolutely crucial to the accounts payable or procure to pay process. And it starts with document management. Let's be honest. Doesn't matter what type of organization you are. Everybody talks about this place where they want to be, where they've got no paper and it's all touchless and all this. Great, get it, and that will happen, no doubt, when the cyborgs come down and we're taking over. But the reality all comes back to the quality of data, and document management is a key factor about how you do it, where it is, how it's stored, what your contingency plans are, what business resilience plans have you got in place. We run a program called the Quality Program. It's a brand new program that we've had going for a few months now. And actually, because we understand how important it is with what's gone over the last 2 years, one of the tests, if you like, or the part of the accreditation is about business resilience. And we talk about that subject. We talk about, look, if we were ever to go through a similar situation as we have for the last 2 years, what are your plans? And guess what? We start with document management. So you can see it is an absolute critical factor to the AP world and the procure to pay world. Hence the reason, I know you're a family-run business, but actually this is what you've been pleasing customers for many years, no doubt.
Yeah, no, definitely, and not just with one sort of shoe fits all. If there's an integration with a procurement system, finance system, etc., to tie that nicely together, then you've got a full rounded solution where it is it's a one-stop shop type of thing where you've got your systems in place that people are comfortable with, and like you said, you've got your contingency plans there, and you've got your sort of failovers really to go, right, what happens if X, Y, and Z happens? Well, it's here, and you've got all the answers there. What happens if what happens when an invoice exceeds 7 years in the business? Well, it gets deleted because here's my document retention policies. You know, it's all written in there. So it doesn't matter whether you have a high turnover of staff or you've got staff that's been in the business for 20 odd years. Everybody knows the company policy because it's all there, set out, ready to go. Nobody needs to worry about it. Nobody has to keep having meetings and meetings and meetings, because as we know, meetings are great. Everyone needs to have meetings, but they don't get anything done. So you still have to have that like you said, that plan in place to go forward with it.
The just thinking about some of the things, it was actually one of our members in one of our recent huddles brought up was that the whole thing around decentralized working or remote working and the COVID thing has highlighted the risk of compliance issues and potentially internal fraud and even external fraud and the risks associated with it. I think having robust processes and defined workflows just shuts the door on a lot of that stuff, and like you say, makes it a lot less stressful for people. Makes the business run smoother across all departments, and actually there are other benefits. It cost, time saving. There are loads of wins really, and I mean, as we were chatting with Sadie and obviously with Stuart when we came to see recently, the approach that you take in looking at the outcomes model first and then working it back through the existing systems or legacy applications or what have you, you've got the skill to knit it all together in a way that maybe off-the-shelf software doesn't do, which we kind of like, and I know you promote heavily, and you're really patient in understanding first what the best outcome is, and I know that that's where you've been successful and will continue to be successful, I think.
Yeah, I mean, the best meetings I've ever been is where you've got the users, everyone that's involved in the process, the IT people, the decision makers, everybody's in the room, and it's like, right, where do we need to go? Where's the short term? What have we got now? What's the problems? And it's kind of, what do you need? What is your pain points? And we work through them from a logical. We use the ruler analogy where you've got the centimeters on the ruler. You don't just go from first centimeter to the 30th. There's loads of centimeters in the middle, and you've got to work up that ladder to be able to achieve, like Jamie said, in an ideal world where it's all digitalized. But we all know that's not real world, and people get at different stages, people understand technology quicker than others. And that's just how organization works. And it's like I said, it's not this system can do it all. But I might search in one different way to you might search in a different way, or Jamie might look at data slightly different to what you might look at data differently. So you might like a pie chart as an example. Jamie might like a bar graph, all stuff like that. And that's the type of thing you got to look at within an organization. And that's what makes us unique, because we understand all those. We're not just technology. We don't just put technology for the sake of having technology because we've been saying it for 17 years. It's about working with what they've got, because that's an investment, all in told, that you've made already. You've made the investment, and your employees like that system. So how do we best fit in with those existing systems? And I think that's, like I said, that's definitely crucial for the approach we take, certainly from pre-sales all the way through to supporting customers that we have done for over 17 years now. So
I'm gonna use the opportunity with the few minutes we've got left just to really help you promote an innovation that I know Stuart's been working on, your MD's been working on, as a obviously part of the business, but as a new project. Tell us a little bit about Truth BI and what customers can expect in the future on that, please, Jack. I think we've got about a couple of minutes before we're going to wrap up.
Yeah, so Truth BI, so our MD Stuart is set up a company called, like I said, Truth BI. And that's working in the retail space, implementing ERP solutions and business intelligence solutions. So it's the same approach as what we take at your DMS with working with retailers. And that's not necessarily saying we'll implement an ERP and business intelligence solutions. It's almost about working with the retailers and seeing what they've got, again, what I said earlier, what they've got currently, where their pain points are, working with their suppliers. Are they getting the best out of the retailer themselves, the consumers, and it's all about working with the retailer to say, are you giving as much back to your customers as you should be? So, for example, if you go into a store, let's say you go into any store and you want to buy some shoes, the shoes are in your size, and you go to the desk and say, I want to buy these shoes, can you order them in? And they've got no traceability. They don't know where they are in the supply chain or anything like that. They can't tell you. They couldn't order you in those pairs of shoes. So then you leave their store and go into another store and buy the pair of shoes that you potentially wanted or not wanted, depending on how different they are. So what we're bringing is that clarity and that data to the business, by working with all sides, all parties, to make sure that you leave by paying for your shoes and you can get them delivered straight to the door, essentially. That's just one example, but you're talking about making sure that you're happy from a customer perspective and giving customer experience, and that's on and offline. So we're working with both. So it's both e-commerce and obviously online, because we think that, especially with retailers at the moment, retailers going into 2022, people will return to the high street because people like going back out because we've been cooped up for so long, so there is this big thing with loads of people are going to be shopping online. Amazon's taken over the world, etc., and they might continue to do so, but we still think that people will like to go in and try on a pair of jeans or go and get your groceries from the shop, because that's an hour out of your house where before you were cooped up for 2 years. So that's a bit about what Truth's doing. But we've got a new website that launched yesterday. So it's truthbi.co.uk. So go and have a look on there. And
you're exhibiting on a show, aren't you, in April?
Yeah,
so a bit of a plug, obviously, for the show.
Yeah, so we're the retail technology show at Olympia in April, and back end of April. We did it with Your DMS 2-3 years ago now. Very successful, great show. Slight rebranding, but yeah, we'll be there. We've got a big 42 square foot stand, all custom built stand. So yeah, you can go on their website, Retail Technology Show, and see us there. So that's exciting, and we've got plenty of other roundtable events and things like that we're looking to do with Truth, and where Your DMS fits in with that, we'll be partners. So we're partners with that. So naturally, as you could probably imagine, with ERPs and our experience with finance and Stuart's document management background, etc., that will offer a retailer, as well as what we're doing with our customers, a full rounded solution. So if their problem was document management, workflows, etc., we can plug any gaps that needs the plug in, but basically hand holding them into the best practices, essentially, to transition them into the world.
That's awesome. Exciting 2022.
Very excited, very busy, but very excited, which we can't wait. So yeah, watch this space with them. So yeah, go on their website. Like I said, it's been designed by Sadie, who is our marketing manager, who does a bit for the Truth element of it as well, and it's fantastic. So yeah, and we've also, there's LinkedIn, so go and like the LinkedIn pages as well. So yeah, it's good. And I was saying, actually, you would plug in your followers as well. So ours is, Your DMS is up to nearly 1,000 now. So we've been working hard last year with. So I know how that feels. It's a good feeling to get to that sort of milestone,
And you know what, Jack, and the reason why I wanted to mention it was because to get to 1,000, I remember the day when we got to 1,000 followers or subscribers to our LinkedIn page, for instance. It was a huge success. And yeah, remember, we're a broadcast channel as well. So people would subscribe to us for content for yourselves to get to 1,000 for somebody that's providing a service. That's an exceptional, achievement as well. So I know that Sadie works exceptionally hard. I love what she does in the marketing field. Hence the reason we wanted to get you on as our first guest. Today, you've been exceptional, as always, Jack. Hopefully you'll join us again on one of these sessions later in the year.
Yeah.
We may see you at one of our live events. We have got lots planned, Jack. So even if you're just coming by for a coffee, a beer, or a cream donut, I don't know, we want to see you there, because 2022 is the year of getting back to normal, getting the live events are going, meeting people like Jack, who are, supporters of the APA. You help us keep on track with putting events together. We don't have to charge masses and fees and high ticket prices because we have sponsors such as Jack and Your DMS. So thank you for today, Jack. Thank you for your support, your continued support. Check out Jack's details, which will be below in the show notes. And Mike, any final words before we finish off for today?
No, unusually short.
That's unusual.
Yeah, no, there's loads going on. Obviously, we've got a couple of weeks of loads of frenetic activity with all of our partners, planning the year, loads of announcements coming, loads of promotions to push. But yeah, watch this space. There'll be loads coming in the next couple of weeks.
Brilliant. Thanks ever so much, Jack. And no doubt we'll speak again in the coming weeks and months.
Stay safe. See you later.